Hi everyone. So today we're going to talk about prepositional phrases. So prepositions are always part of a group of words called a prepositional phrase. So that's important to know. Prepositions never stand alone outside of a prepositional phrase. So a prepositional phrase begins with the preposition and it ends with a noun or a pronoun that we call the object of the preposition. So in order to find prepositional phrases, you need to kind of be able to identify both things. You need to know where the preposition is, so you know where to start the phrase, and you need to know where the object of the preposition is, so you know where to end the phrase. And that's what we're going to work on doing today. So we've already practiced identifying prepositions. So today we're going to look at how to find the object of the preposition. And in order to do that, you'll want to ask what or whom of the preposition. So let's look at examples. I think it's always better if we can see examples. All right. So here I have the sentence, who is the actress in the movie? And I've already identified in the movie as our prepositional phrase, but how did I know that? Well, I found my preposition in, right? And then I went back to that question, what or whom? In what or in whom? Right? So in is our preposition, and then we're going to ask what or whom of that preposition. In what or in whom? So the answer here is the movie. In what? In the movie. So our prepositional phrase is in the movie. Movie here is our object of the preposition. So our prepositional phrase starts with the preposition in, and it ends with the object of the preposition, movie. So notice movie answers the question, in what? And also movie is a noun, right? Because the objects of the preposition will always be a noun or a pronoun. All right, let's look at another example. Sean checked under the chair and couch. So we know the preposition is under. And to find the object of the preposition, we're going to ask under what or under whom. In this case, it's a what, right? It's not a person, so whom doesn't apply. So under what? Under the chair and couch. So sometimes there can be more than one answer to your question. Under what? Under the chair, but also under the couch, right? So we have chair and couch. There are two answers, and that's okay. We can have two objects of the preposition. This just means that our prepositional phrase will start, of course, with the preposition under, and it will go all the way to the second object of the preposition, which is couch. If there was a third one, we'd go to the third one. If he checked under the chair, couch, and table, right, then we'd have three objects of the preposition, chair, couch, table, and that prepositional phrase would go all the way to table. All right, so under the chair and couch is our prepositional phrase. So here is the practice that you're going to be working on. You're going to underline the prepositional phrases. Sentences may have more than one prepositional phrase. So the number before each sentence indicates how many prepositional phrases are in that sentence. And this little note here, be sure to show a separation between back-to-back prepositional phrases, and I'll show you that in the example. All right, so here's an example. Crispus Attucks was the first person killed in the Boston Massacre during the American Revolution. All right, so the Boston Massacre is considered by many historians the first battle of the American Revolution. So this during is a little stretch because it was really what set it off, but I wanted to get prepositional phrases in there. So here we go. We have two prepositional phrases. One is in the Boston Massacre, right? I'll highlight that for you. In the Boston Massacre. So it starts with the preposition in, and we ask in what? And the answer to in what is the Boston Massacre. So in the Boston Massacre is a prepositional phrase. And then hopefully you saw this other preposition here, during. And when we ask during what? During the American Revolution, we get that object of the preposition, so we know where to end it. And this is our prepositional phrase, during the American Revolution. So these are back-to-back prepositional phrases. When you're doing your underlining, please be sure to have a little break in there so that I know that you know that this is two prepositional phrases and not one big long one. If you were to underline this whole thing solid, this would be incorrect because I want to see that you know there's two. If you do this, and see how it's just a one space, right? A one character space here, so it's little. If you want to be extra sure that my elderly eyes can see your space and you want to space a couple times and really show the difference, that would be fine. Just make sure when you do that, you're not carrying your spacing over like that. That doesn't help, right? I mean, I guess it does a little bit, but so identify the prepositional phrases by underlining them. In this sentence, there are three prepositional phrases. There are four, one, and two. Right, so you know what you're looking for. If you are not sure and you want to look at a list of prepositional phrases, you can Google that. I mean, literally go to Google and type in list of common prepositions. There are too many prepositions to memorize, but you could look at a list of them, and the more you work with them, the more they'll jump out at you. Many of them, but not all, fit the hickory dickory dock. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock, right? Up is a preposition. Anything that fits in up the clock works. Up the clock, down the clock. So down is a preposition. Around the clock. So around is a preposition. Before the clock. Before is a preposition. Right? So anything that fits in there is a preposition, but there are a few that don't fit that, like maybe of, for example, is a really good one. Of is a very common preposition, but it doesn't make sense to say hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran of the clock. But most of them will fit into that. All right, that does it for prepositional phrases. If you have questions or concerns or you need some help with this, please get hold of me. I'm happy to help.